Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all having a good one. And let's talk about this Cowboys Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady come out, got the win. An explosive game from both offenses. Dallas and Tampa Bay both passing game was explosive. Problem was, like I said in the video, you can guys go check out my last video. Dak can throw it all over the field and put up catastrophic numbers, but that's not how we win football games. If Dallas want to win football game, Dak gonna have to throw for like 280, 290, and you gonna have to run the football. You know, you couldn't run a football last game, and we was behind, so you was passing a lot. But you didn't get the win, and that's what you want to do is get the win. You just don't want Dak to put up numbers, and we don't win the game. That's not how this works. So going forward, you got Lyle Conley suspended for 5 games. That's going to affect the run. And San Diego plays Sunday, so you got to see what their defensive line going to look like. They don't got Melvin Ingram, but they still have Joey Bosa, who's still a monster. So that's going to be, an intriguing matchup to see. And then Tampa Bay doing what they do. Well, not defensively, but it's a hard task to stop the Cowboys. And Tampa Bay defensively didn't come out as soft as they would have liked, especially with Dallas missing Zach Martin. But the run game, they did come out stout. Zeke only had 33 yards on 11 carries. They stuffed the run. Offensively, they look like they're clicking on all cylinders. They just had a few mistakes. Chris Godwin was dropping passes last year, so everyone's like, oh, Russ, no, that's Chris Godwin. He's a big play receiver, but he dropped passes. Not saying he's not great, but he just dropped passes. And, I said Amari Cooper was going to be the best receiver in football, and he definitely looked like that Thursday night. Dak looked brand new, CeeDee Lamb looked good. He had a few drops. Gallup, a couple catches. Everyone can't have 10 catches, but we don't want to throw the ball 58 times. They're just not winning football. You have good numbers but no win. What's the point of good numbers with a loss? I would have terrible numbers if we can win. So, gotta get back. We had time of possession, but you got in the red zone and you didn't capitalize. You had field goals instead of touchdowns, and you can't replace touchdowns with field goals. That's like in the NBA. They shoot threes because at the end of the day, 3, equals more than 2. 7 definitely equals more than 3. So you gotta get it in the end zone, and you gotta fix the field goal problem. You can't miss the extra point, then miss a field goal. I'm not gonna count the 60-yard field goal because that's a tough one. But you can't just come out and miss a 31-yard field goal, and then miss the extra point. You can't have that. But yeah, Tom Brady, offense look good. AB looks phenomenal. I think AB is better than Godwin, but shoot. And Mike Evans looked good. Godwin had a great night, but AB just looks like a difference maker for Tampa Bay. Gronk looks in shape. And then, the final score was 31-29. Tom Brady and them. Let's recap like the last 2 minutes. Dash get the ball, go downfield. They get a field goal. They leave 1 minute and 24 seconds left on the clock. Dallas kicks it out. Tom Brady marches it downfield like he always does and kicks the field goal, and they win the game. Okay? So, it ain't no more victories. It ain't no they played well. None of that. It's none of that. It's a loss. A loss is a loss. So it's none of that. And, we got to just find a way to win game. Get back to running the football. I know it's hard, but you got to find a way. Throw it to Zeke out the backfield. Do reverse passes. Do flares. Something. Get that man involved. But all he's blocking, yeah, he can block. But the man, I'd rather him take hits running the football than blocking someone. Because them picking up them linemen is going to take a toll on his body. And it's not a good way for him to spend this part of his career. It's blocking out the backfield. Okay, so Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, offense looks stout. Defense got a lot of question marks. Dallas defensively, and I told you guys in the last video, go check it out. that flying around to the football, good things happen. And the Dallas defense had a lot of turnovers because they was getting to the football. Diggs had a pick, getting to the football. They forced a fumble, getting to the football. They had another pick, getting to the football. It's all about effort and pursuit. So the Cowboys defense did look better, and they were going against a good offense. And now you got college football coming up this week for sure. Man, it's a lot of games though. I'm not going over all of that though. College football is back today. Oklahoma quarterback Spencer Rattler reminds me of Patrick Mahomes. And everyone looks at Patrick Mahomes now, but when Patrick Mahomes was in college, he looked exactly like Spencer Rattler. Matter of fact, Spencer Rattler reminds me so much of Patrick Mahomes, it's not even funny. They have the same throwing style. They have the same motion. Like, they take chances. And if you look at Patrick Mahomes before he had Andy Reid, he took a lot of chances like that. And once he got Andy Reid, he got developed into this superstar. So, Lincoln Riley is a phenomenal coach. So, I can't really blame Lincoln Riley because Lincoln Riley, I think, have molded Spencer Rattler into this quarterback. So, Oklahoma will be fine. They'll get back on their horses and, they'll continue to dominate and, make a push for the playoffs. To me, I can't even lie to you, that Bryce Young looked like the truth. He looked like the best quarterback in college football. Clemson had a slip-up last week against Georgia. Georgia is a phenomenal team. If they played again, I would take Clemson in a heartbeat. I do not think that Georgia can duplicate that defensive performance again. I think that is impossible. I don't think we'll ever see that again. It was the first game of the season. It was the first game back with crowds. I think DJ is going to be a stud, what they call him, Big Cinco. He's going to be a stud. He's going to bounce back. And Georgia and Clemson will play each other again, and DJ will eat that defense alive. They will find a way to give him more time, and he will be more quicker with the football, and he will start to get it out a lot sooner. Ohio State looked good last week. They came out, got the win. They had a little struggle against Minnesota, but Minnesota is a powerhouse. I mean, they got a great defense. C.J. Stroud struggled a little bit, but I mean, it's good to have adversity, especially your first game. I don't even know if you can call that struggling or you can just call that, going through the process. Because if it's your first ever college game, you're not going to be perfect. So you can just call that getting out the wrinkles in the kinks. Let's just call it that. And Ohio State looked great. Defensively, everyone's concerned about their secondary. Their secondary is not as bad. I think them corners, I think they're developing, and I think they developed in that game. And Josh Proctor on the safety end, he's the best tackler on that football team. Like it's no question. Like he come downhill, he makes a lot of tackles. I just wish he wouldn't throw his body so much so he won't hurt his shoulder like he did. If he would just come downhill and try to run through them instead of throwing his body and going limp, it would prevent him from getting injured. He's such a great tackler that he can do that. Like, that kid has NFL talent tackling. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he should move to linebacker. I don't think he's a safety. I think he's a linebacker. Josh Proctor should be a linebacker. I know he plays safety, but he just tackles so fundamentally sound, and he would be so good in the box. He would be really good in the box. He's a great tackler. He just really is. And he's a playmaker. He's a playmaker and someone who gets after the football. So yeah, Ohio State defense is getting better. And their people need to stop trashing their secondary. Their secondary is okay. So yeah. So then you got you got Oregon playing Ohio State today. I'm gonna take, I don't know. That's a close one. We're just gonna have to watch that because I really think, I was gonna say Oregon, but I don't believe that shit. I really don't believe that shit. Ohio State gonna go in there and get the dub. I was gonna be like, Oregon got all that shit. No, I don't believe that shit. Ohio State is gonna win that football game. I don't see a case or scenario to where Oregon beast them. I mean, I do see a way. I just don't think it's gonna happen. And then we got some early football games coming on today. We got Illinois and Virginia. I see Illinois staying hot and getting another win. You got Kent State and VIM. I don't even know who that is, so I'm taking Kent State. Kent State is like a spread 'em football team. They like to throw the football around. They like to do a little West Coast offense, dump it down to the receivers, throw some screen passes in there, let them, like, you know, get in the open space. So Kent State does that. Then you got Western Kentucky versus Army. Army's a running football team. Western Kentucky's a spread team. They just don't have the weapons, I think, to get open on Army's defense. And it's the 9/11 weekend. If you guys don't know about 9/11, definitely take out time and go research what it is. It was one of the most tragic days in American society. Is when America got attacked by terrorists. 2 planes crashed into the World Trade Center. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of people, you know, sacrificed their lives to help people. People were, you know, killing themselves trying to survive the attack. It was just a tragedy in the war, and it happened in New York. And it's definitely something that should be remembered, and them people's lives shouldn't be forgotten. And we should realize how blessed we all are to be alive at this point and today, because nothing is guaranteed. Like, you could die in a minute, and everything could be gone in a moment. So, you know, it's good to have stuff and strive for success and strive for the best, but none of this stuff is forever. So just all you have is moments of memory. So make sure you capture your moments of memory with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. You know, it's not people watch stuff and watch things. It's not about what you watch. It's about the message you get out of it. So let's go back to the football. So then you got Wake Forest and Norfolk State. Man, I'm taking Wake Forest. I don't even know nobody on that team. You got Alabama State and Auburn. Give me Auburn, because Auburn got Bo Nix, and they're the SEC, so they're going to have talent that Alabama State's not going to have. You got Pittsburgh and Tennessee. Tennessee last week looked really good. I don't know who's on Pittsburgh. I think Tennessee get the win. South Carolina and East Carolina. Give me South Carolina. I'm pretty sure they got that kid who transferred. He was the offensive coordinator, and then he battled for the quarterback position job and got it. That's crazy. You got Miami, Ohio versus Minnesota. Minnesota looked phenomenal last week. They put up great effort. There's no more victories, but they're all momentum builders. And they had a momentum builder last week in Ohio State. I mean, home against Ohio State. So give me Minnesota. Minnesota's going to go on a run and try to fight for that Big Ten title. Then you have Saw State versus Georgia Tech. Give me Georgia Tech. You got Youngstown State versus Michigan State. Give me Michigan State. They got Lombardi. If anybody know anything about football, Vince Lombardi, that's the name of the Super Bowl trophy, okay? That's his great grandson, or you know what I'm saying? That kid last name is Lombardi. So you guys need to pay attention. Like, he's gonna be special. He's gonna know football. He's gonna know offenses. He's gonna know schemes and systems. That family tree goes back. Some stuff when you're born isn't inherited, you know, behavior. You can inherit some stuff, and I think that kid has it. So watch out for him. Then you got Tulsa versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State gets the job done. The offense is back. Then we always talked about Oregon and Ohio State. It's gonna be a good game, but give me Ohio State. Oregon got fast weapons, but man, Ohio State just find ways to win football games. This can be ugly or it can be pretty. They just find ways to get them wins. So I'm gonna take them. Then we got Florida and South Florida. So Florida is gonna win that game. I'm gonna watch it to see who's replacing Cal Trask. You got Morgan State versus Tulane. Tulane comes out and get a win because they play well against Oklahoma. Let's see if they can continue that success and play a dominant performance against Morgan State. Okay, you got Notre Dame and Toledo. Obviously, Notre Dame is going to win that game. They're coming off a big win against Florida State. and Tulane is nowhere near Florida State. So they're going to come out and dominate offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And then you got Virginia Tech versus Middle Tennessee. Give me Virginia Tech. Middle Tennessee, man, I don't even know how they gonna compete in that game. You got Texas A&M in Colorado. Texas A&M is a top 10 team. Didn't make the playoffs last year, and they feel like they got snubbed. Well, this is their chance to make their case, make a good win against a quality opponent, and come out and dominate. Georgia versus UAB. Georgia should be looking to excel, especially beating Clemson last week in a tough defensive battle. They should be coming out this week to put a stamp on that statement that they made last week into sitting in to the BCS. Yeah, Air Force and Navy. That's going to be a good one. Navy's going to come out, run that football. They're going to kill the clock. Air Force do like to throw it, and so we'll see. But I just think Navy's going to be on a momentum and just come out and play defense and run the football. Navy like to have time of possession, keeps the ball away from their opponent, and just play defense. You know, that really affects your team, because if I got the football and I'm running it, and you only, you come out there and you go on a 3 and out, and then I got the ball for 10 minutes, your offense don't get a chance to warm up. So that's really a good way to play football, if you got the, keys to do it. Got Alabama and Mercer. Well, Alabama's going to kill them. They're probably going to beat them 70-0. Seriously. Yeah, Alabama's going to roll all over them. You got Iowa and Iowa State. The game of the day. That's crazy. Iowa got a great defense. Iowa State has a great offense. Their defense is okay. They beat Oklahoma last year, but they still gave up like 38 points to Oklahoma last year. So that's going to be a great game. To see what the Iowa State can do, if they can stay in the race for the Big 12 title. I mean, it's not a conference game, but I mean, you can't lose a lot of games and try to keep up with Oklahoma. And I think Iowa's in the top 10 as well, so they want to make a playoff push, obviously. You got Miami versus Appalachian State. Let's see if they can bounce back from a tough loss against Bama. I mean, it's nothing to be the same one. Everyone will probably lose like that to Bama. Bama's a good football team. When you take chances, sometimes it gets ugly and you get blown out because you're taking chances to try to stay in the game. So we're not going to penalize Miami for that. So if you're taking a shot to try to stay in the game, you shouldn't be penalized. But you should be penalized for just trying to keep it close. So let's see if Miami can bounce back. You got Texas versus Arkansas. Texas, let me go look at this. Hold on, let's go look. Texas is 1-0. Arkansas is 1-0. Texas started a freshman quarterback last week. Let's see if he can continue his success, and let's see if Longhorn football back. I don't think it is, but we'll see. You got Michigan playing Washington. Michigan, I don't know. I don't got enough data on Michigan or Washington. So we're just going to watch that game and see how it turns out. Stanford and USC. Well, I'm going to watch that game too and see how it turns out. So tomorrow, the NFL is back, baby. The Cowboys 0-1. Tampa Bay 1-0. Breaks my heart to say it, but it's the truth. So yeah, it was a good Saturday pick. Let's go watch College Game Day. Everyone enjoy your weekend, and just remember we're blessed because you cannot be where you are today. You might not have what you want. Life might not be where you want it to be at, and everything may seem like it's hell. But guess what? You're not in hell. You're still alive, and you have a chance to make today, tomorrow, and your future better. So you know what? Pick your head up, smile, and move on to the next one. Every day's an opportunity, and don't waste yours.